Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos. This is Harmony, a 12-inch finished block. Here's the diagram. We have two different patches, squares and half-square triangle patches. This block finishes at 12 inches and it's a 4x4 grid. I'll need to put the grid there. So that means there are 4 units across and 4 units down. And each of the units are 3-inch finished. Patch A is a 3-inch finished square. We'll need 2 patches of the background and the dark fabric and 4 patches of the medium fabric. Here are the AccuQuilt dies that will cut patch A. Patch B is a 3-inch finished half-square triangle. We cut 3 7/8-inch squares, cut them in half once on the diagonal for 2 patches. And we'll need 8 patches of the background and 8 patches of the dark fabric. And here are the AccuQuilt dies for this shape. Here are 4 blocks set block to block, and I think this will be a great scrap quilt. Here are the cutting instructions for each fabric. Patch A is the squares, and patch B, I've given you 3 options. There are a total of 8 half-square triangles in this block. You can cut 4 squares and use 2 at a time method to make half-square triangles, or you can cut those squares in half once for 8 patches. The other choice is you can cut a larger square and make half-square triangles 8 at a time. I'll have a little tutorial here that will show you how to do the 8 at a time half-square triangles. So whatever you cut for the B patch, which is the half-square triangles, for the background fabric, you do the same thing for the dark fabric. We'll make all of our half-square triangles, 8 of them. Then we'll piece the 2 different units and put the block together. So here are the patches. These are the squares, the A patch, and these are the B patches, the half-square triangle patches. I have used the AccuQuilt to cut these. When you cut triangles on the AccuQuilt, it cuts off the tips so you don't have to cut off nubs. These are called half-square triangle patches because you take a square, you cut it in half diagonally, and you get 2 patches. Once you sew these together to a half-square triangle, then you have a half-square triangle unit. So what we're going to do with these is flip this over and match all 3 sides. And since we cut them all the same, they should be all the same around. And then stitch a 1/4 inch on this long edge. And for AccuQuilt, you'll stitch a true 1/4 inch. And do that to make 8 half-square triangle units. Stay tuned for the short tutorial to show you how to make half-square triangles 8 at a time. We'll take the light fabric, and on the back, we're going to draw some lines. First, we're going to draw diagonal lines across the diagonal in both of them. That's 2 lines. The next line will be a vertical line down the middle and a horizontal line down the middle. Take these fabrics and put them right sides together. Match up all the sides. We're going to stitch a 1/4 inch on each side of the diagonal lines. So you'll have 2 lines of stitching here. You turn it, and then you'll have 2 lines of stitching here. We've done our stitching on both sides of each diagonal line. Here's what it looks like from the back. Now we're going to cut every line that we drew. So it's 4 different lines, and we'll cut each line. Now we open them up and we have our half-square triangle. We're going to press these open and then trim them. We put the diagonal line on the ruler along the seam line of the half-square triangle. And we're checking all the sides. So this side has enough fabric I can cut off. I can cut off here, and here's the 2.5 mark, and I can cut some off there and some off here. So I'm going to cut these top 2 right now. And flip this over and just line up your 2.5 inch mark now and your diagonal line, and then trim the rest. just a slight small amount that you're going to trim off. And do that to all of your half square triangles. The half square triangle units are done. Step 2, we have 2 different units to piece now. We're going to piece 2 of each unit. So just look at the diagram and lay the pieces out as the diagram shows. We have this one. Make 2 of those. And 2 of these. For both of them, you'll stitch the top 2 together and the bottom 2, press your seams, and then stitch your 2 rows together. Now we'll just take our 4 units and put them together in a block. Now we'll stitch these 2 together and these 2, press the seams, and then stitch the rows together. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos.